Welcome back, guys. We're off to assemble a team and travel to the OTK International offices to tap Night Air Communications in preparation for your run against AS Technology. So we're about to do a run to prepare for another run. Which, I mean, makes sense, right? I guess I really don't need Dietrich anymore. I can't give her the shotgun anymore, so. Alright, Earwig. OTK International is a small-time software developer and it shows. The company's main office is crammed up against the back of a massive shared office park, surrounded by competing businesses and larger corporations. A steady trickle of dead-eyed wage slaves flows in and out of the complex. The office park's main entrance is overflowing with hired security, but your forged keycard gets you past them easily enough. A few minutes later, you're walking the winding corridors towards OTK International. You're only a few smashed computers away from putting Amsel's plan into motion. Let's see what we gotta do. I don't need more. Oh, I guess I should. I used up a. Oh, there it is. She has a mid-range rifle too now. I guess I can give her a shotgun. Or a grenade launcher, maybe. Nah, give her a shotgun. It's really nice. She gives you you get free med kits with her every mission. What's this? 7 carbon available. Okay. Passing through the main doors of OTK International, you find yourself in a stretch of industrial hallway. Apparently, the company's too small to warrant such amenities as a lobby or a greeting area. Hey, that's an expense you don't need, man. That's an expense you don't need. The rest of your team is waiting for you at OTK's side entrance, outside of the office park and beyond the reach of building security. Letting them in should be as easy as opening a service door. Keywords are should be. I guess I'll talk about it. Approach him. You step into the room and make your way towards the wage slave. As you approach him, he sits bolt upright and begins to turn towards you. Wait for him to turn around. The wage slave turns and blinks at you. Who are you? How the hell did you get in here? The look of suspicion on his face, confusion on his face disappears, replaced by suspicion. His hand edges towards a large red button mounted to his desk. Sorry to startle you. My name's Jonathan. I'm the new contractor. Just wanted to stop by and say hello. Oh, well, hello then, I'm Klaus. He glances at his PDA. Good God, I could have clocked out an hour ago. Well, pleasure meeting you, Jonathan, and good night. Good night, Klaus. Yeah, just let him go. Yeah, and you get an XP for that. Oh. See? See, guys, this guy almost got himself killed. You should clock out. Everybody. Oh, hold on. Standing in the hallway is a janitor, a tired-looking woman in her mid-30s. She's staring at you, her eyes wide with surprise. Can't help but notice the alarm panel set into the wall just behind her. With a flick of her wrist, she can make her job infinitely more complicated. Oh, time to bluff. Oh, excuse me. You startled me there. Well, I mean, she knows something suspicious, right? We have an orc with military-grade weapons on her. We have a guy with a drone. We have Glory, who's obviously not a normal person. I'm probably the only person who could pass for being normal right there. Excuse me, startled there. A look of confusion crosses the janitor's face as her eyes flit from you to your teammates to the door you just let them in through. You are suddenly aware of how very out of place you look in this building, and the furrow in the janitor's brow tells you she's made the same observation. Who are you exactly? How did you get into this building? I'm an old friend and development lead. We shared a dorm together at the University of Berlin. Uh-huh. She does not sound good. Let me see. Hold on. No, sorry, I'm ashamed to admit it, but I'm new here, and I stepped out for a smoke. Now I can't seem to get back in. Would you mind holding the door for me? Oh, come on, you know I can't do that. The janitor pauses for a moment, considering. Well, I don't know. I'm not supposed to, but if you're new... She grits her teeth. I hate being in this position. Look, I don't want to give you the third degree, but they've been harping so much about lax security that I have to. Everyone do your part and all that. So I gotta ask, why are you still in your street clothes? You know how seriously they take the dress code here, especially if you work in one of the server rooms. I left my work clothes under my desk. I just needed to feel like a normal person again. And for 20 minutes. There's only so long you can stay in your work outfit. You know what I'm talking about, right? Tanner offers you a weak laugh. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I've lost count of the number of nights I've gone home feeling subhuman. It sucks. I can't blame you for wanting some fresh air, especially considering the kind of hours you folks have been putting in. She pauses for a moment. Considering, you can see her body relax as she finally lets her guard down. Okay, you're cool. You can head on in. I won't rat you out to security or management if you won't tell anyone I held the door for you. She smiles at you warmly. We're all in this together, right? Thank you so much. I won't forget. Oh, if she gets in trouble because I'm gonna feel really bad. Okay. Head back down the hallway. There are drones over there. Let's not go here. Ooh, there's a lot of stuff to look at. Let's take a look. A well-used calendar is hung on the wall, covered in notes and appointments. June the 22nd, 29th has been circled about half a dozen times. File cabinets. They're all locked. Where's the range? Lucy B Day, Tuesday. Do not forget. To see a man who cares about his family. The desk before you is well kept. The papers are stacked neatly. The drawers are closed, and the terminal is shut off. Search the drawers. The contents of the drawers make it clear this desk belongs to a supervisor of some sort. A Mr. Stephen Williams, according to the nameplate. You'll find plenty of employee performance evaluations, schedules of upcoming meetings and deadlines, and other decidedly uninteresting files and papers. One of the drawers, however, is locked. The drawer appears to be secured by some sort of electronic lock. The desk itself looks relatively flimsy. You might be able to force the drawer open. Examine the lock further. There's no visible keyhole, no input pad, and no card reader. The lock must be controlled through the computer terminal. Alright, let's turn let's look at the terminal. Alright, have your Decker correct the password. Bam! That easy. Unlock the drawer. With a sharp clicking sound, the mag lock releases and the drawer pops open. Amongst the other items in the locked drawer, you find the supervisor's ID badge. Alright, get the ID badge. Yeah, it's such a weird, like, you can't save on it. Alright, drones, what do you got? Hovering silently, the drones sweep their optical sensors over your stolen ID badge. A few seconds later, a synthesized voice chirps out of the nearest drone speaker room. Level 2 authorization detected. Proceed. Man, they don't have, like, facial scanners or anything? Any kind of biometric stuff? Oh, whoa, whoa. Halt! This is a restricted area. The guard raises his weapon. His voice is brimming with excitement. Show me your ID now. Blitz right here. He squints at your badge, scowling. After a few seconds, he lowers his weapon. Sorry to bother you, sir. You're cleared to be here, but stay where I can see you, and don't leave this room. What? They don't know the face of their supervisor or whatever? That's so weird. Have to do exactly. Must be approaching the end. I forgot that Blitz has one more loyalty mission because he's got to find his girlfriend. Oh, there we go. Okay. Is there a blaster? Yep. Oh, no. Is that enough? Oh god. Could use a self-destruct thing, I guess. What am I playing? Oh, there you go. Get my machine moving first, because the more movement he has, the faster we can. Are you serious? Alright, he's done. Oh shit, there's so many of them. Let's get in here first, I guess. White sparkly icy. I don't know how long it takes for the alarm to go on. How much? Suppression. Oh, what is this? I guess I could do it. Right? Okay, it only takes 2. This is suppression. Oh, are you for real? Please just land a hit. Okay, we did that. About what, how much the shit. Pop up. I don't know what the alarm state is based on how many of them are. thing. We're out. I mean, the dude who said hi to me is probably gonna get fired, because then he'll be like, yo, is it that new Jonathan guy, right? And then it turns out, nope. That guy was a saboteur. Check it. We need to go into the other door? I don't think so. So we're done. Alright. Let's see, the U-Bahn ride home is smooth and uneventful. The higher-ups at OTK International must be scrambling to try and recover their losses. It's only a matter of time before they make the call, and the Amso's compromised data is uploaded to Knight Errant's comlinks. We're going to be rolling into S technology with one hell of an advantage. Not bad for a night's work. How long did that take? That was 20 minutes? Not bad. Alright. Let's go talk to Amso. This top secret project that, you know, people have no problems with blood magic are working on. Alright, Scarborough, a job well done as usual. And the plan has worked swimmingly, I might add. I'm already patched into the Knight Errant comm system. If and when they summon their high threat response team, I will know it. As soon as you're finished resupplying, I recommend heading directly to the Jewel. I guess it's just Jewel? Jewel District. Jewel District? A commercial district shared by a variety of competing corporate interests. As technology controls the largest share of the district, including the major utilities that serve it, you'll find a facility that you'll be raiding there. Concerning the level of security that As Technology is running, I wouldn't count on medical evac being available on this run. In fact, I bet against it. That means if anyone falls unconscious in there, they'll be buried when the building collapses. Obviously, you can't let that happen. I'd suggest stocking up on medical supplies before leaving the cruise bow there. One last thing, Skirmer. Frau Muller sent me a message while you were on the OTK run. She says that when you reach the sub-basement of the facility, you will find a security door. This door's mag locks can be opened via a voice print recognition system. Apparently, Frau Muller surreptitiously recorded your meeting. She claims that she has added your voice print to the S Technology database. Alright, that means I can get in with, However, the rest of your team will not. Whoa. When you reach that door, I recommend grouping up. Only you can open it, and there's no saying what you'll find on the other side. Didn't tell you? Fortunately, no. Since your meetings, her messages have been erratic. In truth, I'm not sure that she knows, but she was very clear about one thing. You're going to get past that door and reach the generators. Go now, Skirmer. We need to strike while the iron is hot. I'm on it. Well, Blitz, anything about your girl? Emily? No, nothing. Wait, was that a run? I don't know if that counts as a main run. No, I guess we have. Oh, I got that paid data. I should post that shit. No messages, huh? Access to Shadowrun. Post paid data. Have state protection. that was fun going. Do we have 50k? No. One more big mission, I guess. Alright, let's go. Let's go mess with one of the big corpses. Go. Someone seemed to travel to S Technology's Berlin compound to sabotage their plot. Yeah, I just don't have much use for AT troops. Sorry, man. Let's go. Just don't have much use for Bloodline, S Technology. A giant in the worlds of technological and magical research. One of the most powerful and feared corporations on the planet. There are very few places in the world that the tendrils of vast technology cannot reach. Germany is no exception. The black glass edifice of an Azzi pyramid dominates the courtyard of this Citadel Spandau, and countless others, more innocuous facilities can be found all over Berlin. The lab that they maintain in the Jewel District is one of these. According to your client, the project that the Azzis are working on here is dangerous. So dangerous that she's paying you to bring the entire building down. Corey, get your shotgun. Shoddy. Do I have any? Do I have enough karma to do anything? Oh, 8. Nice. Do I want to up my charisma? I was already kept it at 6. You know what? Body? Or quickness? I could get more dodge, but is it worth it? The Jewel District is everything that your client made it out to be. Corporate complexes of all description crowd into one another, competing for the district's limited space. Lights burn in all the windows, but the streets stand empty. No shoppers, no pedestrians, nothing but silence. Quiet out here. A friend of mine did a job here once. Told me that the local wage slaves are all issued efficiency apartments deep inside the compound. Apparently the buildings are all linked up on an underground tram system. Bed to cubicle in less than 5 minutes. Most days the poor bastards don't even get to see the sunshine. That ain't living, it's a slow death. Shakes his head. Just don't get wage slaves, man. I really, really don't. Check this, Searching the dead drop, you find a package with the telltale markings of the shock weapon rider. Az Technology. This is an open request for research data from Az Technology, Jewel District Branch. The Azzis conduct their research in secrecy. They use their money and power to obscure the truth. We will uncover their secrets, we will share them with the world, we will level the playing field between Az Technology and its competition. The timely delivery of this information will be well rewarded. I mean, I will uncover their secrets, I guess, and I will... you guys just kind of pay for the data and get credit, I suppose. Oh, your comlink crackles with static. A moment later, the sonorous voice of Luca Dewar begins speaking to you. Hello, good skirmer. I have an opportunity for you. You are in an Az Technology facility, yes? Well, that facility is also home to an executive, a small man who foolishly believes he is beyond our reach. In this, he is mistaken. We would like you to deliver a message to this effect. As long as it doesn't get in the way of what I have to do. This is such a simple task, I can't imagine it would. All that we need you to do is whisper a phrase into his ear. We are pleased that Project Vincent is going so well. If you wanted to embellish the fact that he is receiving this message in the one place where he feels the most secure, we wouldn't stop you. And that's all there is to it. A simple job, but an important one. I've already marked your target's current location on your PDA. We have great fear for you, Skirmer. Please don't disappoint us. That's fine, right? We don't have to... Your comm link buzzes. There's a series of clicks as the connection is established. A moment later, Paul Lamsel begins to speak. Alright, Scar. That's the AS Technology Complex, just in front of you. You'll note the heavy security posted at the front door. Those are AS Technology employees. They're dangerous, to be sure, but you could probably take them out without too much difficulty. Unfortunately, the Azzies have also contracted Knight Errant to perfect this facility. They're the ones we need to worry about. Just to reiterate, you will want to keep a low profile on this run. Get in and out as quickly and quietly as possible. Knight Errant keeps a high threat response team on site, and you don't want to tangle with them. Trust me on that. If you do need to go loud, give it everything you've got. You're going to be reducing the building to a smoldering crater anyway, but I'd highly recommend stealth over frontal attack. We won't start shooting until we run out of words. Good man. I'd begin by trying to find an alternative path into the building, something out of sight. Once the facility calls for help, you're going to be on a tight timetable. Wow, this place is way bigger than I thought it was going to be. A human and a dwarf, both in their early 20s, stand huddled in the courtyard. They don't seem to notice your approach. She's been gone a long time, Mira. I'm getting worried. Aren't you? Well, they get portraits. She's my girlfriend, Heinrich. Of course I'm worried, but she can handle herself. On the streets, yeah, but against the Azzies, I just don't know. She'll be okay. Brave words, but her tone tells a different story. It's plain as day she's worried sick. Oh man, I don't know what to do, Mira. And I still say that messing with the Azzies was a bad idea. What else were we supposed to do? That compound of theirs is lit up like a goddamn Christmas tree. They've got more power than they know what to do with. We need that juice, Heimer. Our solar collectors are garbage. If we can't keep the lights on after a couple of days of cloud cover, how do you think we're going to survive the winter? I know, Mira, I know. But couldn't we have just bought some second-hand panels? They can't be that expensive. She sighs. We could have, sure, before Danny spent our last handful in Union on those forged keycards. She straightens up, puts on a bright face. She'll be fine. She'll be back any second now. Just you wait. Well, your friend is, Let's see. She looks up to you, her expression guarded. What do you want? Could you two use some help? It sounds like your friend has gotten herself in trouble. Tone sharp. We'll be fine. What we don't need is a stranger butting into our business. So just go away, alright? Have a nice day. Hi, Mira, look at him. That's a professional. He can help us. Takes a step towards you, his arms wide. Please, man, we do need your help. She just doesn't want it. It's bad for the Azzy, it's good for me. I'll help you out. Oh, thank God. And thank you, too. Just turns to Mira. Give him the spare keycard that Danny bought. He's going to fix this for us. You can see the mistrust in her eyes, but after a moment's hesitation, she begins to fish around in her bag. Finally, she produces a thick plastic keycard. She hands it to you. This will get you into the utility tunnel. Danny went down there about half an hour ago. She says she'll be back in 10 minutes. Find her for us, okay? Please, bring her back safe. After that attitude, come on. Guess we're going in the hatch. Somebody spent a fair amount of money on this utility hatch, and it's plastered with the anti-tampering warnings to print. Cursory inspection shows you that the hatch has been mag-locked, a fairly sophisticated model from the looks of it. Short of using an authorized keycard, there's no way you're getting past this time. Well, lucky for us, we got a keycard. Into the tunnel we go. In an instant, you size up the scene playing in front of you. A young elf dressed in the same shabby chic clothes that the cafe kids wore. Danny, corner with no place to run. A pair of AS Technology security drones closing in for the kill. The drones are low grade, but they're armed, and Danny's hands are empty. She's in trouble, and she knows it. The futility of her situation is written all over her face. An instant later, the drone sensors alert them to your presence. They spin in unison to face you. Intruders detected. Weapons detected. Lethal force authorized. Danny's eyes widen, she hits the deck. The panic spills out of her in a scream. Look out. Whatever, low-grade drones, we're fine. Look at that. Nothing. Alright, Danny looks you up and down. When she's finished sizing you up, she puts her hand on her hips and smiles. Thanks for the rescue. It takes a pair to bring a weapon to Azzy territory. Everybody knows they shoot first if you're packing. I wouldn't have risked it. Oh. Wasn't much of a risk. Those drones were second rate at best. We took care of them quick enough. Nice shooting, by the way. Saved me some real trouble. The drones wouldn't have shot me, but I wasn't looking forward to spending the next week in an Azzy interrogation cell. I've heard stories. Stories are true. Shakes her head. You have no idea how lucky you are. If they'd taken you, you'd have spent the rest of your miserable life wishing you'd been shot. I'll take your word for it. I'm not planning on making a habit of this. She slaps the side of the power conduit with a smile. I shouldn't need to. The tap's all hooked up and ready. Impressive. Heinrich wasn't convinced that you could pull it off. Yeah, well, it's amazing what you can teach yourself to do when your livelihood depends on it. Blitz leans in to inspect her work. Yep, that's a pretty solid connection. Nice soldering jobs on those contacts there. I'd say that you're good to go. He straightens, casts a glance back at you. You know, Chief, we could use this setup to our advantage. Wouldn't be too hard for me to manufacture a power spike from here. We could overload the Azzy's power grid. Without disabling the generator's safety overrides, it wouldn't cause any permanent damage. But the confusion might give us an opening to get into the building. He shrugs. Your call, of course. Just thought I should bring it up. Danny's eyes go wide. Whoa, hold up. If you do that, they'll trace it. Ask Technology will find a power tap and they'll come down on us. Yo, tell it to someone who cares. Just do it. Huh. Okay, so I'm looking this up. Apparently, you need to pass some other skill checks. Fine, let me see. Let's see. We can make it worth your while. No, you can't. There's nothing you can do that will make up for what you're talking about doing. Please, just drop it, alright? Should I? Sorry, guys. Overload. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. I'm sorry, but I have to do this. Sorry, Danny. It was nothing personal. Oh, well. Well, first of all, that building's not gonna be there after today, so I wouldn't worry too much about it, frankly. I was thinking, but then I remembered, yeah, we're about to level this building, and it's not gonna be generating much power after tonight, so. Danny points the wheels on you, her cheeks streaked with tears. She points a delicate finger at you. There he is. Wait, what? I just saved her life, man. While Danny and Mira are clearly furious, Heinrich just looks tired. Why'd you do it? You know we can't fight yet. You know what they're going to do to us. Say, Chief, if you wanted me to, I could probably set things right for these kids from outside the facility. If I tossed the Azzy's utility logs, they'd have no way of tracing the power spike back to this conduit. You can do that? Sparks, sure. Wouldn't be a big deal. I used to do it all the time back in Dragonfall. Raise an eyebrow at you. Your call, though, Chief, obviously. If you could do that, I suppose it'd solve the problem, alright. Sure, why not? We'll make sure you're taken care of. Those logs won't even exist! We're about to destroy that building, who cares? Danny raises a hand and cuts in. Wait, tossing the logs won't be enough. They may not know where the power spikes came from, but they'll still have questions. She's right. They come poking around, we could still wind up on the hook for this. Look across their face. If you were to plant false evidence that the surge came over the grid, though, that might do it. Yeah, you do that and we'll be good. Blitz shrugs. Well, yeah, of course I was gonna do that. I just, you know, I thought it went without saying. Heinrich nods. Alright. Alright, yeah, you do that and all is forgiven. We're golden. But if you don't, a lot of innocent people are going to get hurt. Let's do it. What? Yo, you trying to guilt trip me into this? I hope you guys do, alright? That's messed up. Alright. where do we go in? Is there a side entrance we can go in from? Talk to the guard. Still in our island. Well, we did blow the thing. Well, right here. An AS Technology Security Guard and LTG Tech are locked at heat exchange. They don't seem to notice your approach. So what you're telling me is this. You're working on our LTG box. And then all of a sudden, everything magically overloaded and went to hell, taking our communications along for the ride. And you had nothing to do with it? Look, pal, you were a security guard. I am a technician. And for the last time, I'm telling you, this was not my fault. Yeah, but you were poking around in there. She waves her arms in exasperation. I wasn't even working on the power system, you dolt. How could I have done anything to the power grid? It doesn't work like that. I don't like your attitude, lady. I don't like your face, idiot. The argument increases in volume and ferocity. Within a few seconds, they're screaming at one another. Are we about to like throw that lady under the bus? Ugh. Man. You know, time to be an asshole. The glaring halls of the AS Technology facility stand in sharp contrast to the Megacorp's unsavory reputation. Everything in here screams money, from the mirror polish on the floors to the obsidian inlays on the walls. The generators and the Bloodline project lie somewhere beneath your feet. Alright, so we gotta go into the basement. This one feels like it's gonna be long. Impressive work, Skirmer. You've made it into the facility completely undetected. I'm not seeing any comm chatter about a security breach. In addition, your sabotage of the ASI's power grid has thrown the entire facility into disarray. Even if you are discovered, I would expect any response to be disorganized at best. I have marked an elevator on your PDA. I'd start making my way there if I were you. It's the most efficient path to reach your objective. Best of luck. Oh, but I think it messed up the, everything's on lockdown now because of the thing. Actually a freaking... okay, well, apparently there's actually a stealth section, which is a pain in the ass because this game's system engine is not meant for that, really. Oh, goddamn. Well, you see that? This game is not meant for this game was not made for stealth, dude. Alright. Basically just gonna have to be doing this through trial and error because I can't even see him. What does he do? Does he lift the security lockdown? Alright, good. Time to get in the Matrix. Elevator controls, we got security cameras. Oh! Surprise. I should just make my attack. Don't do very much damage. Once again, I have to I have to just say it again, man. The combat in this system is just really tedious. It's not like engaging, it's just tedious. Right next to me and I missed. There you go. Go fix those elevator controls now. The secure door controls. We're not gonna find it weird that all the secure doors just suddenly opened. Check out that, right? What does this do? Oh, whoa, are you serious? I mean, sure, it doesn't actually do it. Hey, what do we got in this lockers? Do we get uniforms? Is this like the biggest cliche? Alright, well, we get uniforms. Let's go. Grimly, your teammates set about struggling into the complicated and ill-fitting uniforms. How the hell does Glory get into a uniform? She's like completely covered in augments. Let's see. A few minutes of cursing and a couple of popped rivets later, the job is done. Take a moment to examine your team, then nod in satisfaction. They look like a group of authentic knight-errant security officers. Well, that's handy. I'm all for avoiding a firefight when we can get away with it. Claps you on the shoulder. Good find, Chief. Yeah, we're security guards now. As the elevator guard stepped towards you, his weapon slung. I didn't expect to bump into any of you knight-errant guys out here. But then, with the power overload, who knows what's happening. Did they tell you guys anything about what's going on? Afraid I can't help you. They didn't tell me much, just that they were doubling patrols, and they wanted me out here. Yeah, I guess that figures. Can't be too careful. You said it. The elevator guard steps towards you, his weapon slung. I didn't hear anything about KESS being deployed in this sector. Thanks to the power overload, Central has me doing a sweep of this entire sector. See anything unusual lately? Not much. Besides, to be honest, I can't see much of anything. You'd think that a fancy building like this would come with better emergency lighting. I know what you mean. An intruder could be anywhere. Best of luck. Yeah. Isn't it? Don't you feel bad that we're about to destroy this entire building and everyone who's in here? Those people that let you in peacefully? Yeah, they're about to get buried. A worried-looking man in an expensive suit is pacing back and forth in this room. He locks eyes with you, and you can feel the fear radiating out of him. He looks surprised to see you, but not alarmed. Oh hey, I don't usually see knight-errant personnel wandering around this part of the building. What's up? Well, do we just talk to him? We have mutual friends. They have a message for you. Friends? What friends? What are you talking about? We are pleased that Project Vincent is going so well. The executive jerks back as though you slapped him. His face has gone as white as a sheet. Our friends wanted me to deliver this message to you in person. Here, in your office. I'm sure that you understand. Yes, of course. The expression on his face is one of pure horror. Please tell our friends that I hear them, loud and clear. And tell them that I'm making the call. I'm in. Alright, we just helped terrorize some dude. What? Is this just the same door? Oh yeah, it is. Oh. I'm just jacking out, like, and getting Blitz hurt. Screen on that technology login screen awaits your password card. Thankfully, we have a hacker. Pay data acquired. Wow. That was easy. Alright, into the elevator we go. Going pretty smoothly so far. Stomach lurches, the elevator plummets downwards. The deeper you go, the more certain you become. This place is vibrating with power, both from the generators and from something else. Well, that's correct. I'm not seeing any comm chatter to indicate Knight Errant is aware of your presence. In addition, your manufactured power outage is causing ongoing problems for both Knight Errant and its technology. Located a new exit point for you. Security door. Conveniently located near the generators. I will mark its location on your PDA. Alright. We're still quiet. We're still quiet right now. Oh. I have to alter the facility's operations records, right? Got a couple of... Oh, the door slides open with a hiss, revealing a surprised-looking young woman in an advanced technology security uniform. She steps towards you with her weapon drawn. Stop. Who are you? She half raises her rifle. The weapon looks especially menacing. In the red glow of the emergency lights, identify yourself. Calm down, my name is Mueller. Should I have been using the name of my actual mole inside the company? Knight Errant sent me. She sounds suspicious on it. Just let me see some ID. I don't need to show you anything. Do me a favor and ditch the paranoia. Central sent me to relieve you. She shakes her head. If what you're saying is true, why haven't we heard anything over the comms? Comms run on power, lady. And in case you haven't noticed, the power's out. I'd have thought the ominous red lighting might have clued you in about that one. She pauses, a look of uncertainty on her face. Come to think of it, I haven't heard any comm chatter in a while, so I guess that makes sense. Look, I love to chat, but you should really get moving. I've seen Central come down on people for insubordination. It isn't pretty. Alright, we're going. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah, we'll just conveniently... Let me see. 2. I need 9. Huh. Well, it couldn't last forever, Skirmer. It looks as though the Azzies have sorted out that overload you fed into their grid system. Into their power grid. Watch your step, my friend. The comm activity that I'm seeing is intense. If you trip an alarm now, Night Arrow won't be on you before you can move. Best to keep moving. The control panel for the generators can't be far from your location. When you reach it, the password Solo tool should allow you to disengage the security overrides. Get the job done and get out, Skirmer. I'll be waiting for you. Group of advanced technology security personnel step through the door. When they see you, they come up short. The guard in the lead step towards you, smile. Crazy night, huh? I still can't believe how badly that power overload messed up the system. Someone in maintenance is getting reamed over this one, I'm telling you. Shakes his head. I've never seen Central in such a panic. Troll standing behind him cuts in. Are you our relief? We've already been in here well past the end of our shift. That's me. You guys go ahead and get out of here. I'll take over. Oh, thank Christ. I gotta get home to the wife. You're just gonna give me hell enough as it is. I was supposed to be home in an hour. Now, if you just let me scan your ID, I'll pass the torch on to you. Troll glances down at his PDA. Be snappy about it if you could. I really am in a hurry. Don't worry about the scan. I have a friend in payroll. She'll take care of the record keeping for us. Sounds great to me. Looks at his PDA again. Another text. You're late, you're late. Gods, but I need the drink. Man, we just so easy to talk people to not doing their jobs. Okay. Wait, there's an open vent here. Shouldn't I be able to? So your programs do respawn at the end of everything. Okay. Those things locked, so clearly there's security. Of course there is. Security bar is only about half full. Should be fun. Oh, I thought I rooted him. I guess not. Doors. Scan the move pay data. There it goes. Alter no locked. No, to point away from the power tab. It should be safe now. Alright, we're good. How are we looking on I'll take care of security. It's about like 75%. We're okay, I guess. Here's one. Hack the security cameras and we'll be fine. Wow, they have some really terrible hackers. Get the security cameras and we'll be in. This can't be good for you, but go through the lamp blast doors. Time to save. Chief, this place is creeping me out. Biometric scanner. A maglock with a voice print recognition system has been affixed to the door. According to Amsel, Frau Mueller has already logged your voice print into the system, but there's only one way to be sure. Okay, open up. Authorization screen. The screen background changes from blue to green. Access granted. You hear the sound of heavy machinery rumbling to life. A moment later, the locks on the door release. The door slides open, revealing a group of figures wearing green cloaks. The nearest of the figures looks up from his work. His stare seems to bore into you. Who are you? And why are you here? Accent. His voice is low, soft, slow and soft, with a slight Atalander tone. Answer me now. Should I just attack? Huh. I guess we're just going in. The blood mage is caught off guard, but only for a moment. He adjusts with inhuman speed, drawing the ritualistic blade from his belt and dropping into a defensive stance. That was a mistake, fool. Your last mistake. Go in. Whoa, what? 10 damage per round is a lot. How many were there? Oh, look at that. physical must not be very strong. Oh, but they can dodge. Damn. Shoddy time. I don't know what you just did, but I'm seeing a sudden burst of comm traffic. You must have tripped an alarm of some kind. Get ready, Skirmer. The high threat response team is on its way. Heal myself. Drone controls. Head. Let's go scratch to get him out of the he's out of cover and is it really that hard to hit him? Oh hey. He's really weak. Tiger shot. This was the rifle, right? No, 46%, 76. There. Done. Okay, we can check in, we can inspect, we can open door. This terminal's been locked. There doesn't seem to be any way of unlocking from here. It's connected to a number of other terminals. In theory, a Decker could probably enter the lab's dedicated matrix server and unlock the terminal from here. But doing so will almost certainly raise an alarm. Could open the door. Either we can probably... Should we open those doors? I don't know. Talk to them? Hey boss, you better come over and talk to them. Oh, I have to do it? Alright. Fix itself. The man in the cell stares at you through red-rimmed eyes. His body is marked with obvious signs of mistreatment and neglect. He opens his mouth to speak, then closes it again and swallows hard. He tries again, and the voice that comes out from him is tremulous and weak. You have killed the master. You slaughtered them like lambs. How is that possible? Wasn't easy. Who are you? Continues to stare at you, bug-eyed and unblinking. His mouth agape. Me? I have no name. I have no need of one. But you killed the masters. It is our place to die, not theirs. Sorry to disappoint. The slack-jawed man looks genuinely confused. Disappointment? No. It is not our place to feel such things. My brothers and I are grown here, gestated in tanks to serve our purpose. The masters will it to be so. Purpose? What purpose? What are you talking about? Are these clones? We're test subjects. Our purpose is to suffer and die. His voice is utterly matter-of-fact. If any of us bothers him, he doesn't show it. In doing so, we provide useful research data. It is what we were made for. What can you tell me about the Bloodline project? The mages woke us from our slumber, sometimes in twos, sometimes more. One is taken to another part of the facility, the testing lab. The rest remain in their cells. The mages run their tests and the entire group dies. So the mages do something to one of you and the entire group feels the effects? He nods. Yes, they haven't chosen a subject for my group yet, but when they do, my death will come. I won't hear the chanting, I won't see the mage, but I will share in the suffering and I will die. Then another will be grown to take my place. Well, you don't have to worry about that anymore. Door's open, you can get out. Out? But our purpose? Purpose is do whatever the hell you want. Now give it. Boom, they're out of there. Do I talk to the other one too? Or do they all know? The other can feel it. What's in there? There's more. Oh, hope I didn't screw him over. Alright, seems to have fixed itself. We're back in the entrance. Alright. Exploder maybe? I guess so. I don't know how big the range is on this thing. Okay. Watch it hit nobody. Oh no, they got both. Nice. There it is. Bloodline terminal access node. Ah, of course there's no one. Couldn't be that easy. Access node. Oh, now I gotta get out of here. Let's go inspect that node. There we go. The terminals display blossoms to life at your approach. Reams of technical information and arcane figures fill the screen. Unfortunately, none of it is written in a language you can understand. Analyze the language. Sweeping your eyes over the written material, you recognize a number of words with Latin and Spanish roots. But it's the logograms that give it away. What you're looking at is a very old form of Nahuatl, pre-17th century by the looks of it. The orthography predates anything you're familiar with. Why the Azzies are using it here is beyond you. Judging by the amount of arcane symbology on display, it's a fair bet these files are related to the Bloodline project. If you could find someone capable of translating them, the information contained would almost certainly shed some light on what the Azzies would have been up to, and what Frau Mueller was so afraid of. On the other hand, the Bloodline project really is as dangerous as Frau Mueller made it out to be. It might be better to just bury it here. If this information were to fall into the wrong hands, it would invalidate the entire purpose of this room. Should I? Screw it. Wait, who's over here? Shouldn't be next to a bear. Oh damn, these are all actual enemies. That's not good. Well, we gotta go deal with that generator. 13 more turns. 13 times. Check out. Heal myself. No deal. Let's better get a move on. guys are there? There it is, generator control. So. Oh, maybe I should have hasted Blitz so he can get to the controls faster. Okay. Should he get to the controls? There we go. What do? I gotta do the overrides, right? Disable the overrides. Zolto. It was Zoloto. Warning, disengaging safety overrides while generators are in operation is not recommended. Sure. Overload. Terminal processes your command. An instant later, a high-pitched screeching noise erupts from the generators. Tremors rock the facility, shaking the ground under your feet. Over the building speakers, a synthesized female voice repeatedly states the obvious. Generator overload imminent. Please evacuate the facility. That's done it. Come on, Chief. Let's listen to nicely and get the hell out of here. Oh wow, 7 turns? Okay. Ooh, maybe I should have secured the exit before. I overloaded the thing. Now I got 6 turns to get the hell out of here. It's gonna be rough. You'll watch me get exploded in the building. Locked door. Alright, Blitz, you better get the hell in there. Nope. I'll let 4 turns to open this thing. Everyone to run out. Blitz, please do this fast. Yes, we gotta go. Gotta go real fast. Oh god, 3 turns? That's... I think I'm screwed. I might actually have doomed myself there. Okay. Go fast. Yes, okay. No, give the exploder. Alright, they're right next to each other, so I just go over here. And boom. Oh yeah, we're good. 2? Alright, well, we'll have enough turns. It's not going to take 4 turns to do this. We cut it close, though. That was... out of here. The clones should probably get out too, guys. You guys should probably get out. Oof. Oh, there they are. Gradually, the ringing in your ears clear, and the world comes into focus. The generator overload did its job, just as Frau Mueller said it would. The S technology facility has been reduced to a smoldering crater, strewn with a chaotic jumble of cracked marble, melting plastic, and broken support beams. You can barely make out the faint wall of approaching sirens. Faint wail of approaching sirens. They're still far away, but they won't be for long. Oh, Chief, that was intense. Not that I couldn't handle, of course, but this was a little more dramatic than I was expecting. Just leveled in this technology facility, Blitz. Intense barely begins to cover. Yeah, it's a crater. I guess that's true. The approaching siren grows louder. They're now accompanied by another sound, the whine of approaching rotor craft. What they were doing in there was wrong. More than that, it was terrible. They had to be stopped, and we stopped them. It's as simple as that. We can talk about this later. We don't want to be here when those response vehicles arrive. The test subjects that you liberated mill about aimlessly, blinking against the light. The foremost clone takes a half step forward. But what of us? We have no purpose now. This is not supposed to happen. It is wrong. Without our masters to guide us, what will we do? This again? No. Whatever you want, you're free now. You're not supposed to be anything. Find yourselves a new purpose and make it a good one. Oh, why don't you just come with us to help Samuel, I guess? Although they are humans. Technically. Memories of the explosion that toppled the Az Technology facility keep you company on your ride back to the cruise bowser. You barely managed to outrun the blast. Now the facility lies buried under thousands of kilograms of twisted rebar and reinforced concrete. No doubt a considerable blow to Az Technology's activities here in Berlin. Mission successful. It's time to get paid. Time to get paid. Oh yeah, the guy that we threatened, yeah, he's probably buried too. Well, I guess we got him the message at least. Get 12 karma? That's really good. Oh, we gotta go talk to Luca too. I guess let's go do that first. Let's see what's up with Kami. Things are alright. My organization is displeased with your performance in the AEG Chemi Europa office. It may have been very easy for you to make some extra new by doing what we asked. Now, do we have any other business to discuss? Talk to that exec. He'll fall in line after he gets his pants thoroughly dry cleaned. Smells probably. Excellent work. Perhaps you do have a future in this town. Here's your pay. That looks like such a douchebag. I guess I'm supposed to, though. Let's talk to Blitz. Blitz looks grim. His customary table is littered with cigarette butts, and the heavy bags under his eyes tell you he hasn't slept in a while. Skirm? Any thoughts on that last run? I never thought I'd set foot in the Az Technology building. Looks different in Meat Space than it does in the Matrix, I'll say that much. Truth be told, Chief, I found the whole experience kind of nerve-wracking. I'm glad that we're out of there, and I'm even gladder that the building's a pile of smoldering rubble now. You don't look so good. So, I'm guessing that the rescue attempt didn't go so well? Nope. No, it did not. As it turns out, she didn't need to be rescued, at least not before I showed up. I don't really want to get into this, Chief, so here's your bridge version. I made a mess of things. With your world-class skills, however could that have happened? I don't know, Chief, I really don't. I hit the data node, just like last time, and just like last time, navigating it was a breeze. At least it was in the beginning. The Azzies must have beefed up their security over the past year. That really shouldn't have come as a surprise. Shakes his head, a miserable expression on his face. It was all going so well. But I guess I must have tripped something. In the blink of an eye, there were alarms going off. Then I had black IC bearing down on me from all directions. Thought I was a dead man. How'd you make it out? Well, Emily found me, and, he turns his head and looks away. She rescued me. I'd have been ecstatic to see her if I wasn't so ashamed. She didn't look particularly happy either. Well, you were finally reunited with your lost love. That's something, right? Sort of. Actually, no. Things are much worse now, Chief. Much, much worse. The last I saw of Emily, she was being chased by Black IC. They'd gotten a trace on her. Then she must have jacked out because she disappeared. She looked really, really angry. Livid would probably be a better word. That's about it. She's gone, Skirmer. He looks down to the cup of soy cap in his hands. I don't know if I'll ever hear from her again. And she jacked out, so she's still alive. That's something, right? Yeah, I guess so. A cheerful tone chirps out from the terminal on Blitz's table. He jerks up in surprise and hurriedly turns to read the message on the screen. As he mouths the words, you can see the hope in his face flicker and die. If anything, he looks even more miserable than he did before. Let me guess. Bad news. Glances at you with red-rimmed eyes, then averts his gaze. Without a word, he turns the terminal so you can read the message on the screen. Congratulations, jackass. You managed to blow it off 5 years in the making and endangered Emily's life. All in one fell swoop. Thanks to you, we're going to have to work very hard to keep your ex alive. Don't bother looking for her again. She's being moved someplace very, very far away. She never wants to speak with you again, by the way, idiot. Well, at least you know she was working with the Shockwell. Replies Dragonfall. Somehow that's not a consolation. Let me ask you something. Did you suspect something like this was going to happen? When you let me go in there, did you know I was going to fuck it up somehow? Honestly, I had a pretty good idea. Yeah. Then why did you let me do it? I thought we were friends. We are, but you needed to learn a lesson in humility. Some lesson? I'll never talk to the love of my life again, thanks to you. Not to me, Blitz, to you. You were gonna do this whether I encouraged you to or not. That's true. He hangs his head. I was always gonna mess this up. And now that you've acknowledged that, you can make an effort to change. Yeah, I guess so. Maybe it's too late for me and Emily, but I can still try to be the man that she hoped I could be. Wait, am I? I'll leave you to. Wait, what? Aren't we gonna help her out? It's gonna happen, right? Hold on. Give me a second. Aren't we gonna? There's gotta be a quest for to save Emily, right? Well, I made my choice. I guess we'll figure this out. Relationship counselor? Huh. What do we do now? Talk to Amson? Oh, I gotta do the payphone, find someone to decode the technology data. Oh yeah! I forgot about that. Hold up. Relationship problems, not the end. Let's... I need to find someone who can read this data we lifted on the technology. Any thoughts? No, Chief, sorry. I'm new here, remember? My advice is treat it like any other pay data. Just throw it up on Shadowrun, go for a quick sale. That's what I do. I've got bigger things to worry about than hunting around for a linguist. I don't know about that. Probably should be careful of this shit. Even though he wasn't there. That's on Alexander? Alright. You know, boss, living in Berlin, I never thought I'd get the chance to go up against a blood mage. Guess today was my lucky day. Not sure how I feel about your freeing those clones. It might have been kinder to just put them out of their misery. Schwartz, it was your call, though. You gotta give him a chance, right? We didn't always talk to Samuel. Thoughts about that last run? The complex needed to be buried. What they were working on in there, it was an atrocity, Skirmer. I'm glad we were able to put a stop to it. Saving the clones was a bold move. It would have been easier to leave them where they were and concern them collateral damage. She nods, but it was the right choice. Oh, thanks for your help first. Oh, still haven't talked about that yet. What the hell? Oh, I guess I didn't save. damn it. I guess it might have been some glitch. I don't know. Let me take check your inbox for new messages or continued assistance. Oh. Ooh, as a sign of appreciation, we have decided to reward you with a piece of biotech that one of our operatives acquired on a recent job. If you wish to take advantage of this, go see Dr. Escobar. The implantation surgery has been already paid for, so there will be no cost to you. Oh, nice. That's nice. Claim payment. If you're receiving this message, I fled the country, or am otherwise unavailable. Don't worry, you'll still be getting paid. I've made the appropriate preparations. In any case, Carmen, thank you for helping me. Please do not attempt to contact me again. As far as the world and my former employers are concerned, I am buried under a ton of rubble, and it's best I remain that way. Goodbye. Yvonne Jimenez, aka Frau Mueller. Oh, there you go. No more jobs. Kaboom. Oh, there it is. They're talking about it already. Oh, some people actually guessed right. They were guinea pigs. DNA donor list. Talk to Paul. Maybe, I pulled some pay data from the ads technology facility, but I can't read it. Any ideas? Oh, we have Alice's money and we need that information. Oh, let me see. Amso glances at the files on your PDA. After a moment, he looks back up at you with raised eyebrow. These files. I can't read them, but I have my suspicions. I believe you walked out of the facility with the very information that Frau Mueller wanted you to destroy. I strongly suggest you delete this, Skirmer. From what Mueller told us, this information is dangerous. If you're determined to know what it says, you could try to talisman or Algernon. I have no doubt he can translate for you. Okay. Here's a few things you should know. Firstly, this is a one-way operation. Once the funds have been transferred to the credit stick, the only person who will be able to access them is Alice. As far as the team is concerned, the money will simply disappear. It's not like we were planning on doing anything else with the money anyway. Keep going. Secondly, once you make your way to the rabbit hole of the funds, it's go time. I trust you understand what I mean by that. Once you left to see Alice, her information will be your only priority. No more distractions and no more side work. I'll busy myself canceling your remaining jobs and smoothing any ruffled feathers. No, stupid. You need to make sure what you're doing before you commit to this. Time is important. A great dragon wants us dead, and that is not a thing to take lightly. But you shouldn't return to the rabbit hole until you're prepared to act. If you have any doubts, I'd urge you to wait. No more side missions. Alright, I'm ready to proceed. Walking. I have to say, Skirmer, this lifts an enormous weight off my shoulders. When Monica brought you on board, I was initially unsure about you. I would never have said that to anyone else, of course, but I kept you under a watchful eye. I can see now I needn't have doubted her judgment. She chose her successor well. Now, go fetch the information from Alice. Ah. Guess we should save. Holy shit, 17? 17 karma is a lot, man. Should I up my... I'm just gonna up my... I guess I should up my body too. Still no saving? Oh, there we go. Alright, I'll save and then we'll just call it here. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. That was a pretty interesting one. See you next time.